Welcome back, guys, to another beer review. My old mate sitting there, just keeping an eye on me in the corner, watching from behind the curtain. I've had a flyer today, so I'm going to carry on with my supporting local beer review. So next one up, as I've said, again is from Salopian. This time it's a bottle of their Sienna, which is an English bitter. It's 4.4% in a 500ml bottle, and this was £3.50 from the Bailey Head in Oswestry. So I'm supporting the shops as well, but I'm not just going to mention the Bailey Head. Don't forget there's the Bastion Ale House in Oswestry as well. Both of them are doing takeouts and both have got excellent beers. So yeah, as I've said many times before, or 2 times before, probably a few more times, because I've done quite a few Salopian beers. Salopian are from Hadnell, just outside Shrewsbury. This is about 25 miles from me. A good half an hour journey, to be honest, because it's a good road there. So it's pretty bloody local, to be honest, isn't it? So yeah, the same old design. This is their black label range, they call it, but I think it's just pretty much a black brown bottle with a clear label and the white thing. So yeah, I quite like their plain kind of look on it. Be nice to add a nice Salopian bottle cap or something on there, but hey ho, it's not the end of the world. So yeah, let's get this out and see what we get. I've not had a bitter for a while. I don't feel like I've had a bitter for a while, and it's been a while since I've had a really good one, and I can smell that already. It's looking very light for a bitter, and it's smelling very fruity. So I think it was Dean I was watching. Ooh, calm down. I think it was, there you go. It was Dean I was watching the one day, and I think he had a bitter from Daya, and it was more sort of hoppy and a very sort of like modern sort of bitter. I'm kind of getting the impression this is what this is going to be. So there we are, all in the glass. This is like a burnt orange. I mean, from what I've got from the nose straight away, I'm expecting it to be more sort of IPA-ish. It's certainly looking IPA kind of territory. It's orange in colour, extremely hazy. There's a few floaty bits. I can't see any carbonation, but I'm sure there is some in there. We've got a finger and a half of white spacious head. So it looks different. I'm not going to say it looks good, it looks different. This is supposed to be a bitter, so let's dive in on the nose, see what we get. Yeah, you're getting that fruity sort of IPA kind of aroma from the hops and that, but there is a maltiness to it that you would kind of expect from a bitter. But if I'm totally honest, it's heading more towards sort of IPA, pale ale. So without further ado, let's dive in and see what this does. Go in again. Yeah, for me. Let's go in and do the tasting notes and everything in the body. So quite thin in the mouth, but does have a bit of weight to the beer. I can feel that as I'm drinking it. Quite a bit of carbonation on the back end as you get it in your mouth. I wouldn't say the nicest of feels in the mouth myself. It's very grapefruit bitter for me. It's very much, there's an awful lot of IPA in this. There is a bit of a hint of a bitter kind of taste and bitterness to it. And I'm getting that bitterness to it, but doesn't do it for me. This really doesn't do it for me. Maybe I'm just a traditional kind of bitter drinker, but for me, I don't know, it doesn't do it. It just doesn't do it. I don't know. It's not how I remember bitters to be. How can I say it? It's more sort of fruity hop forward rather than malt, and that typical sort of bitter, maybe ale sort of hop that's used. 4.4%, I would actually say it's drinking, although it's very easy to drink, and it is very bitter on the back end, and I'm going to say that's sort of like the grapefruit sort of bitterness in there. It's definitely drinking 4.4 in my view. Yeah, it doesn't do it for me. And although it's okay, I wouldn't say it does it for me in the taste, if I'm totally honest, big time. It's an IPA that they've tried to give it that bitter sort of style, and it's just all IPA for me, really. There is a small percentage you can say there's bitter to it, but I think without that malty sort of taste and that typical hop sort of thing, I just don't see it as a bitter. So yeah, slightly disappointing. I was hoping for good old traditional style bitter, nice and dark, nice creamy, maybe toffee, caramel sort of notes in there, rich, indulgent, and I've just been basically given an IPA really, and I wouldn't even say it would be an IPA that I would really like anyway. Yes, it's bitter, and that's about where the resemblance ends with a bitter for me. So there we go. I've had a couple of these now, a couple of beers from them that I've been slightly disappointed with. That's not to say Salopian can't do a decent beer. They may be experimenting, and without experimenting you'll never know what's new, good or whatever. But for me, Sienna from Salopian doesn't do it for me. Salopian, if someone happens to watch this, do one of your traditional bitters, but pump it up, ramp it up, give it the craft sort of thing, but don't change the taste. Let's just keep it traditional, but ramp it up. Maybe make a bitter about 8%, something like that. I don't know. So there you go. If you're thinking of getting it, I would say not. If you're expecting a bitter, for me, that's not a bitter for me. That's more IPA, and I personally wouldn't recommend it. But you feel free to go out and pick one up. So there you go. If you've had it before, let me know what you think. Always interested to hear people's comments, especially if I'm maybe sort of harsh on this. I wouldn't say I'm harsh, I'm just honest and maybe not a fan of it. So feel free to comment if you've had it. Let me know what you think, if you like it, you know. Doesn't mean I'm right. So old Beaker's there looking a bit tired now. I've been going on for 9 minutes 36. I'm going to leave you all to it. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm All the Beer No Idea on YouTube, All the Beer No Idea on Facebook, All the Beer No Idea 1 on Twitter and Instagram. There's a bell somewhere there or there, depending what side it is. If you want to be notified when I do a new video, give it a ding dong and you will be notified. So Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again on another beer review very soon. Cheers, guys.